There you go. All right, a little bit better this time. We're not getting the accessory isn't acceptable. Even if it's not, we're still doing this. All right, so what are we talking about today? Obviously, we already know Gary Vaynerchuk. We already know that entrepreneurialism is sexy. We already know that Silicon Valley lends out money and they want the next Twitter that's going down, the Facebook, which is decreasing in value, but they want the blockchain, they want the startup, they want that Tesla, they want that SpaceX, they want that incumbent company. So entrepreneurialism is very sexy right now. It looks great. You know, you have people like Ty Lopez that is showing these big mansions, these beautiful girls, these Lamborghinis and everything else. He's tapping into your psychology. If you haven't seen those videos where he's doing that on purpose, go watch those videos. He actually says that his viral video, which is probably one of the most viral videos ever at any time outside of obviously the music videos, is that they're tapping into psychology, human psychology, which is this is something that I want, this is something that I don't have, and in the way he actually structures his sentences, it shows this is something you can achieve. You just need to buy my 67 steps for $67 or whatever it costs now. And I'm not saying the product is bad. The product is actually kind of good. And I'm not saying that Ty is bad. He's probably a great guy. But the problem is that that's being sold. You know, it's the late night infomercial, which is $19.99. Look at the statistics. That's the thing. Don't look at the people that are actually doing it. Look at the statistics. Look at all the people that are trying to be fitness stars, that are trying to be coders or app developers or starting websites or something. What's going on, Chris? And the reason being, I can speak from experience. Yes, I started my own company. That's totally different. I'm speaking from experience from the years, the dozens of people, the people, it's almost up to once a week now that come up to me, love the Goodfellas title. Oh yeah. At least somebody's got it. What's going on, Erwin? Listen, when you have at least one person a week coming up to you, I'll give you an example. Someone very close to me, very, very close to me. She's been talking about starting a blog for months, maybe even a year and a half. I have another friend. She is amazing. She's fantastic. She's in fashion, very competitive. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to go out on my own. This is the year I'm going to go out on my own. This is the year, 2018. She also said that in 2017 and 2016 as well. And the reason that I say that is because it's really easy to say it. And it's really easy to say it because then you convince yourself. It's really easy to say it and then you make excuses not to do it. But to actually go out and do it is fucking hard. Okay? No one's talking about that. Nobody's saying that sales or disruption or that one, you know, I'll give you the example. All right? So you have people that were telling you, Erwin and Chris, this is where you should travel and this is the price. They were known as travel agents in the 90s, the 80s, all through time, even before planes. They had people that would send you to the West Coast in stagecoach, and they would say, this is the route you take, here's your guide, pay us the money, go fuck yourself, okay? You may make it, you may not make it, but there's gold in California. Okay, travel agents have been around for a while. Gone. Internet. You could easily buy stock. Wall Street is a couple of miles away. I'm in Midtown, downtown Manhattan, where I started. Wall Street was the wall they built when the Dutch came and they wanted to, it was known as New Amsterdam, and they built a wall so they can actually separate themselves from the Native Americans. I don't call them Indians, and the reason they call them Indians is because they thought they discovered India. Instead, they discovered a new land of opportunity. So there was a little tree, I forgot the name of the tree, but they used to trade stock there. I would say, this company is going to go up and I'll trade you this. And that was the first time, you know, where an exchange happened. It was in person. Then it was, listen, hey, Danny, can you pick up 10 shares of IBM or 100 shares of Apple? And this is in the 80s, the 90s. Obviously, you've seen Wolf of Wall Street. You've seen all those. You could easily buy a stock. $4.99. $4. Wiped out stockbrokers, wiped out travel agents, wiped out the music industry. You could create anything you want. You know, there is an incredible video. I highly recommend you guys check it out. It was on actually VaynerMedia's channel, which they don't, VaynerMedia, not Gary Vaynerchuk, but VaynerMedia. And they interviewed the CCO, which is the Chief Creative Officer. And they start talking about the content. And he talks about the disruption. He says there is no best practices. Okay, the best practices of an incredible production, and then that goes into an Instagram story, doesn't happen. People like the raw, the authentic, the vulnerable. Why am I saying all this? Because this is disruption. I'm in real estate. How many billions? I think it's $27 billion are paid in commissions. I could be totally making that number up, but I know it's at least $20 billion worth of commissions are paid. That's a lot of money per year. That's a lot of money. It's a big, there's a great website out there. I'll actually pull it up because it's right in front of me. Why am I saying all this? Is because they're after your industry. Is your industry music? They're after it. Are they after construction? They're after it. If they're, healthcare? Are you kidding me? The trillions of dollars that are traded through pharmaceuticals, through healthcare, through longevity, through the senior centers, the baby boomers, we're literally going to create a massive amount of senior citizen homes for the baby boomers, and then they're going to go vacant. Okay, that's billions of dollars with the construction, and or you're going into the healthcare field of longevity. All right, so then the name of the website, so the actual name of the book is called Modern Monopolies. Highly recommend if you're starting a business. Great book, Modern Monopolies. It talks about having a platform as your business. A platform where, there's two types of businesses. There's a linear business, which is I have a product, you buy it. That's kind of tough because that's going to get disrupted. Me, I don't have a platform. I literally bring a buyer and a seller together. I bring two people together that want to come together, hopefully, and then we make an exchange happen, okay? Platform businesses are Facebook. Facebook has the people that consume the content and the people that create the content. Amazon, you have the people that put their products on Amazon and then they ship it from Amazon. So it's a platform. You're bringing two people together. Think about eBay. You have the buyer, you have the seller. That's the easiest example, is that if you don't have a platform business, it's really challenging to have that longevity because you're literally going to have a product that nobody can copy. A real estate agent, that's super easy to copy the beginning part, which is here's the home, here are the photos, here's the description, here's the open house, go to it, okay? Once they actually make an offer, then it gets complicated. Why? Because there's humans involved. So all these companies are trying to wipe out the humans, okay? Obviously, because it's cheaper, it's faster, there's no mistakes, it's all transparency, and there's a lot of money in there, okay? Why am I bringing this up? Because the industry that you're probably thinking of, which is fashion or blogging or vlogging, vlogging is so hard. You have to entertain every single day. Name me one YouTuber that has went at least, there's only a couple that have gone at least 6 months every single day of vlogging, daily vlogging. There's only a handful that have gone at least a year and a half, 2 years, okay? It is not easy. It's time consuming. You have to be entertaining. You have to be on. It doesn't matter. You're sick. Fuck you, pay me. Oh, your mom died? Fuck you, pay me. Why am I saying that? Because the mafia, my mom grew up in Queens. She was around this she hated the Italians because we were Irish and they ran everything. They literally ran everything. All of New York City. They ran the government, the trash, the local stores, and what they would do is they would go in and they would say, we'll protect your business. You just have to shake us. They just shake them down monthly. Okay, Brooklyn Brewery. They explain that when they first opened up Brooklyn Brewery, this is on the tour, is that they opened up, and on the tour, the Brooklyn Brewery, there's this big, huge guy that's just standing there, and he's not saying anything. He's just in the back. He's over there, and they explained that when they first opened up, they got a knock at the door, and people walked in, and they literally said, if you don't pay us X amount of dollars per month, we're going to kick your ass and or shut your place down and or tell the government to shut you down and or fine you. It's known as a shakedown, okay? It wasn't easy. But that's exactly what entrepreneurialism is, which is you have competition, you have disruptors, you have the internet, you have other people like me that are trying to get out there. Why do I say that? Is they don't care, okay? People don't care if Jeff Bezos is sick. They don't care if UPS, the delivery guy, is going through a divorce. They don't care. They want their package. That's what it's like, okay? Oh, you're having a tough time in life, or you just came out of the hospital, you just broke your leg, or you just got into an accident? Fuck you, pay me. That's what it's like, okay? And I was actually explaining this to someone, which is, what does that mean? Okay, that means I have every single month, it's known as overhead, okay? Every single month, regardless if I do $10 million of business or I do $0 million, but Paulie would give you protection for that money. Yeah, but you got shaken down every single month. What I'm saying is, doesn't matter if that business actually made any money. It doesn't matter if there's a recession. It doesn't matter if you got broken in or there was a fire. You still had to pay the Italians. And it was the same thing if you're in entrepreneurialism. You still have to pay for your office space. You still have to pay for your subscription. You still have to pay for your MLS dues. You still have to pay for your REBNY, Real Estate Board of New York, which is our trade organization. You still have to pay for these things. You still have to pay for all the subscriptions. I have Google. I have, e-sign docs. I have monthly galore. Okay? It doesn't matter how much business you do. Like I said, you could do 10 million, you could do $0. You still have to pay money. Okay? Why do I say this? Is because people don't understand that. They see the sales will easily roll in once they open up, but you have to get yourself out there. So how do you get yourself out? You have to spend. Here's an example. My buddy posts on Facebook. Great guy, great friend. He's probably 38, so he's smart enough. He understands the game. All right. And he's been sending out this monthly social email that says, hey, listen, these are the events that's going on in New York City. If you want to go, blah, blah, blah. It was really nice. I'm actually going to include it on our blog. And essentially, I said, you should monetize this. You should open up a website. What did he say? Of course, I am. I'm going to do it. That was a couple of months ago. Never has. Okay? It's good to say, like I said. On top of that, all right. So he has so he posted on Facebook and he said, hey, listen, I need an introduction video that explains what we do. My budget is, I think he said $4,000 or $5,000. So I messaged him direct. Actually, no, on the post, I said, dude, you don't need $4,000 or $5,000. I'm like, take that $4,000 or $5,000, target people that you're actually going to target with the video. Go to Fiverr, go to Freelancer. So what did he respond? He said, this is going to be our main video. It has to be great production. We want it animated. We need great voiceover. Awesome. $4,000 or $5,000 if you have, $150,000 to spend. That's awesome. I didn't have $4,000 or $5,000 to just throw out on one introductory video. The introductory video, honestly, it's good. It's nice. People see it. It's the rest of the website. It's the sales. How do you funnel them into what you actually want to buy? Is it an ebook? Whatever. Doesn't really matter. But I told him, I said, go with the least viable option. They call that in the lean startup. I'm going to write this book. I've been talking about it for a while. And every single night for probably the next year, I'm going to be talking about what not to do, okay, within business. And one of the things is overspending in the beginning, okay? Why? Because the entrepreneur thinks they need a blowout party. They need to market crazy. They need to have a high production everything. They need everything to be perfect. It's the same thing in our lives. We need to have the best sneakers. We need to have the best, equipment. There's this guy, I was at the bike shop probably 7-8 months ago. It was really funny. This guy, probably 275 pounds on a bike, nothing. It's gonna be no, actually I wrote down a couple of things that we're gonna do for the BPI channel, and one of them is just put out the content. Just put out the content. Stop thinking about it. Offer yourself up for criticism. Offer yourself up. That's what it's like. The least viable option. It's called the Lean Startup. The name of the book. Highly recommend it. It's just put it out there, and then YouTube was supposed to be a dating website. Instagram was supposed to be something completely different. Just ship it. Yeah, it's easy to say. But what the resistance is what Stephen Pressfield talks about. He goes, you have the resistance right before it. Seth Godin has talked about it. And he goes, just ship it. It's the same thing as see you at the pool, if you even want to go that deep. So this is what I'm going to say is, I had a good story. However, whatever. Listen, the least viable option. I had 4 websites, and I thought it was the website that's going to get me business. They don't care. They don't use my website to look at listings. They don't. They come to my website. They're like, okay, he's professional. And it's usually on mobile. So as long as it's mobile friendly and it looks good, that's all they care about. What kind of company? My brand isn't global, but I make the calls. Okay, the least viable option. Don't overspend. And when you get into it, have a business plan. Okay, the business plan is how am I going to make money and how am I going to get referrals? How am I going to get repeat business? How am I going to get sales? What am I going to do every single day? How am I going to do that? It's not, yes, you could send emails like Erwin does, but it's not targeting a customer, you still have to follow up. There's too much competition, okay? Entrepreneurialism is fun, it's exciting. I can leave whenever I want. I can leave right after this video. I can come in at noon, but that's not gonna get me business because there's someone that was before me making the calls, and they're the ones that are gonna get the business. There's someone after me that's gonna go and get the business. You know, Gary talks about hustle. It's about working smart on the number one thing every single day to get you business. Sales is king. They talk about cash. The only way to get cash is if you have sales, okay? And the only way to get sales if you actually outbound, call, email, target your customer. Yes, there's a lot of products that go viral, you know, that ShamWow or, you know, the OxyClean, you know, but they had a really good presenter. They probably had the best presenter on there, all right? So doesn't matter what anyone says. Fuck you, pay me. I love it. So if you guys have any questions, I know on Monday, you know, we're at 305,000. 305,000. That sounds amazing. 305 subscribers or 3,005 subscribers. We are going to be talking about the lessons that I've learned a lot. If you look back, I was, you know, what's funny is I was thinking of deleting some of the videos. Not happening. Lean Startup from who? That's the name of the book, is The Lean Startup. And the Lean Startup is you put your product out there to a couple of customers, see what the response is. If they're like, we love this, or what do we need to adjust? You know, I said it on the BPI SoundCloud or the BPI podcast yesterday. I said, what are you going to start doing? What are you going to stop doing? I'd like you personal finance videos. Yeah, all right, awesome. See, that's the feedback. You get the feedback. So we're going to do personal finance. First of all, nobody talks about credit score. Nobody talks about savings. Nobody talks about taxes. Nobody talks about public speaking. Nobody talks about entrepreneurial. Like they're opening entrepreneurialism in at my college. You know, I had a post yesterday about it, and I'm like, who's teaching this? Did this guy ever open a business, or is he just reading a textbook by people that never opened fucking businesses? Okay, that's why school's going to go down. Because the people actually teaching it, like have you ever started a business? Have you ever been in finance? Have you ever been a CEO, CFO, COO? You're talking about operations. Have you ever actually operated a business? Have you ever been the executive operator of a business? CEO? No? Okay. That's why when we had people that would be the adjunct professor at night, those were the best because they're like, this is what's happening right now. Do you sell juice in the mornings? No, I don't. Because I sold the juicer, it was a big commitment. I want to get enough money where I can hire someone that does the juice. Because when you juice, there's a lot of preparation. It's probably like 7 minutes of preparation, 7 minutes to juice, and about 10 minutes of cleanup. And that's a half an hour. That's a lot of time. You know, I'd rather just during that half an hour do something else. And to be honest, it was really fucking loud. It's a really loud machine. So, you know, in New York City, you know, it doesn't really matter. But at 6:15, you know, it's like, all right. So I don't juice, but, you know, I got my water bottle somewhere. Oh, it's out there. All right, guys, I got to hop out. I'm going to make some sales calls. Just know there's overhead. Focus on sales. I'll do personal finance videos. Thank you for the idea. Anything else, leave it in the comments below. Not now, but when the video ends, because again, YouTube doesn't actually keep the comments like Facebook. Again, Facebook is better than YouTube. Subscribe to the video. Enjoy your weekend. 1% better. Just do one little thing. One little thing. I'm not doing the lives. You know why? Because I'm not, and I actually may talk about this on Monday, why I'm not doing the lives. The reason I'm not doing the lives, to answer your question, Erwin, is because it took a lot of my energy, and then by the time lunch came around, I was fucking zapped. And that's, I'm not making money from this, you know? So I'm not putting enough effort into this. It's not getting edited down, but it was good while it lasted. I'm still doing the calls every single day. That's not changing. I've done 10, 28. So today's the 29th day. All right, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Talk to you guys on Monday. 1% better.